Here is Mr. Klavan. I make my son read. He has to give a book report or explain the story's moral subject matter. He doesn't like to read very much at all, so I thought a book of poems might be a good change from straight stories. Could you recommend a good book of American poets or a book of good poets in general? Let me address this. This is from Sarah. Um, Boys don't like to read a lot of times because I've talked to all these teachers who say I can't get boys to read, and you say what are they reading? What are you giving them to read? And it'll be like Rainbow Princess goes to the ball or something. It'll be something that no boy wants to read, and so I highly recommend. First of all, let me sell you one of my books. I'm going to do this because I know from the letters that I get that this book it has an extraordinary effect on young boys who don't read. Try reading my Homelander series. The first one is called The Last Thing I Remember. That's a 4-book series, and I would like to hear from you. I would like to hear if that has any effect. But to answer your question more directly, poetry, if you're going to go to poetry, I would go to story poems. I don't know what your son likes, what kind of subjects he likes, but he might like Edgar Allan Poe. He might like the creepy stuff in The Raven. I mean, that's a story poem. He might like The Highwayman. That's an adventure poem. There are a lot of really good poems, the shooting of Dan McGrew, poems that tell stories frequently reach people. But I would say, though, look at books like Shane by Jack Schaefer, books that really have a cool narrative with fighting and gunplay and manhood and things like that. And again, try my Homelander series. It's written for a Christian publisher. It's squeaky clean, but it's very exciting and very adventurous. And I'm not just seizing this opportunity to sell a book. I'm really not. But the last thing I remember is the first one, and I just the things that people tell me about it make me feel that it could solve this problem, and I want to hear from you if it does and if it doesn't.